Texas blows.
This is the hub of comedy in the country, which makes it the hub of comedy in the known universe.
But I moved here because first and foremost, I said something new will be good.
Pendulum swung.
Pendulum swung.
I was wrong.
Pendulum's fully swung.
Maybe too far.
Hey, black guys.
What do you call a black doctor? Nothing. There are no black doctors.
I'm not racist, but
Head down to the mothership, you go, oop.
Yeah.
I see Joe Rogan like yelling at the security guard. Who let this fucking journalist in here? Kick him the fuck out.
Kill Tony. Mongoloids are like, yeah! Say the N-word!
Not everyone has to say it.
True.
Every single set.
You son of a bitch, that was incredible.
You know when like you're hanging out with another comedian, he says the N-word around you for the first time?
Yeah.
I like that.
50 white people come to you and say, "What's up, my ninja?" I don't want to hear that shit.
But the thing with Joe, what he's done to comedy, I don't think it's great.
I'm not with that. You guys are doing in Austin.
After making $250 million from a Spotify deal that shredded his viewership numbers to a fraction of what they once were and reduced his online influence, Joseph James Rogan Jr., a passionate meat enthusiast, felt like he didn't have enough comedians riding his meat and decided to open a comedy club.
There was like 15, 16 world-class comics living in Austin.
Wow.
And then I was like, I'm buying a club.
A club that would become the birthplace of what's now known on the internet as Austin Comedy.
The ceremony has officially started for comedians from all over the country to go down there and kiss the ring.
A lot of comedians said they were witnessing something special from the very opening.
The club is just fantastic.
It's the greatest comedy club I've ever been in. And I've been in some great ones.
It's a perfect club, perfect vibe.
Dude, congratulations while waiting for Ari. That club is
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thanks, it's fun.
Everything everybody said it was, too.
It actually feels like it's been open forever because it was designed by somebody who had been performing in comedy clubs for so long and just took all the best parts of it from a comedian's perspective.
The layout, the seating, the green room, the sound system, top notch.
And created it for comedians.
He did something really good for the comics. He invested in comedy.
Yeah, the energy down here is good right now for comedy.
But within the mostly positive feedback, there were a few red flags that raised some eyebrows.
When you come in, they actually take a photo of you, like a passport photo, or like if you go to a Costco membership.
You come in, you give them your ticket, and then you stand just like at the DMV, and they take your picture and put it in the system with your name.
So they know who you are. If you ever are a heckle, or if you're disruptive, or if you're kicked out of the show for being a cunt, they now know exactly who you are by your face and everything. So if you ever try to come again, it will detect that you are who you are.
The fact that that was ever allowed, the fact that anyone ever let somebody do that to them, blows my mind. They make you lock your phone in what's called a yonder bag. It's a little small fabric pouch. You put your phone in it. They lock it. You cannot open this pouch until the end of the show when they unlock it for you.
If you need to use your phone, you have to go back outside. They'll open it up for you.
But there were a lot of fans who thought it was worth accepting a privacy violation to watch Rogan violate another stool.
They sold out of 6 months of shows in advance.
Joe didn't just open a comedy club. He pulled every string he could to bring his comedian friends with him.
I mean, he pushes. At the end of every episode, he asks everybody, he's like, so, you move in Austin?
Oh, yeah. He tries so hard.
Come move here so you can get a car.
I try to tell them the reasons why they don't make sense to him.
If you move here, I'll buy you a dope car.
I would come to Austin, Texas to meet
move?
Jack. No.
What if I bought your house? Would you live in it?
Joe, I love that you would buy me a house, but I wouldn't move.
It was also during this time that Joe began drifting further away from his comedy peers who had been in the scene as long as he had, replacing them with up-and-comers who saw him as an opportunity and only wanted to please him rather than call him out on his bullshit.
The fuck's it got to do with me? I don't give a fuck about the Japs. What the fuck is wrong with you, Joe?
You want people to walk down the street with a mask on?
Let's not start this, Joe.
Do you, though?
Let's not start this. I don't want to start this bullshit. I'm not going to sit here with no medical degree, listening to you with no medical degree, with an American flag behind you, smoking a cigar, acting like we know what's up better than the CDC.
Yeah, but we don't have to worry about that.
I know. We don't have to worry about it.
This is fucking too much.
You're right.
This is the first podcast I'm done that I'm scared. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck is wrong with you?
You're right.
Enough with this shit.
You're right.
And politics, enough. COVID is over.
That's not a normal life. You don't have any real problems, and you're not on the earth. You're not standing on the earth anymore. You're in a bubble where you sort of like, maybe I'll try this, and maybe I'll just do protein now, and I'll do, you know what I mean?
And with appearances from famous comedians like Shane Gillis and Dave Chappelle, the Mothership quickly became the most famous comedy club. But it hadn't taken on a life of its own yet.
Hey, this is Redneck coming to you live from the Comedy Mothership here in Austin, Texas, for a brand new episode of Kill Tony. Get up for Tony! Let's go!
Anyone who's been paying attention to the stand-up comedy world already knows Kill Tony needs no introduction. What's worth mentioning is that the live comedy show changed Tony's life.
Dude, to have a $5 million home off the backs of open micers is the greatest achievement in human history. There's nothing better than that. To watch Casey Rocket sweat so he can buy a second lake house is brilliant.
From bombing in a 7-Eleven and dropping Zest maxing tutorials on YouTube,
Modesto, California.
You're playing the Doubletree 7-Eleven Christmas party. Oh, did you kill? Did you take a beating? How do you feel?
I don't feel good.
With your low expectations, did you even reach those low expectations?
Not at all.
You went lower than your low expectations.
I bombed on my low expectations, which were to bomb. I bombed the bomb.
What you did tonight, could that qualify as comedy?
I'd call it
or just bad poetry?
Yeah. Probably bad poetry, yeah.
to bombing at Trump's biggest rally, all off the back of amateur comedians bombing on his show and telling risky jokes at their own expense on his big stages.
I don't know if black chicks got chocolate milk coming out their titties, but if they do, I'm going to marry one. I'm going to have one as my slave.
The highlights from his show that go viral are usually new comics pushing edgy material that an established comedian, especially one who's made it to a stage this big, wouldn't dare to try.
I learned that racism is passed down generationally, so it's internalized, which makes sense. I was walking home, it was late at night, and this black guy walks towards me, and instinctively, I grab my purse, even though logically, I know he's not for sale.
If Rogan's Mothership is the physical body of the Austin comedy scene, Kill Tony is what gives the scene its soul.
They used to have this thing called the Negro Building, which I think is horrible. Nowadays, we just call it a basketball court. You know? It's a true thing. It's history, Jamar.
I love it. Why would you have to call out Jamar like that? He was just relaxing.
When you add the cultural shift on top of these two, what you get is a generational, cultural, and political grift.
And if you want to never make fun of marginalized groups or never make fun of protected classes or never make fun of anybody that's downtrodden or disassociated or disaffected, you can't do that. You can't. That's not stand-up comedy.
Since Joe Rogan checked out of his touch with reality sometime around 2020, a lot has changed in the political and cultural environment of the country.
He came up to me on the street the other day. He said, "Careful, Dave, they after you." I said, "What? One they or many theys?"
The minorities who were once protected by PC culture have now become easy targets, and jokes about them don't carry the same shock value they did back then.
For a while, like the last special, I was like, I can't have a trans joke.
Yeah.
It's hack to even have one, right?
It's hackneyed that, you walk through a comedy club or you go to some in certain cities where it's like there's a prerequisite to do a trans joke. There's a prerequisite to do an R-word joke. There's a prerequisite to push the edge in a very non-risky way.
Like, at what point, it's like whatever they represented in terms of policy, and it's not a stretch. It's like they won. Trans people are frightened. They have no ability to get health care anymore, and they're afraid of being alive and have no freedom left. So that's done. When do you stop with the jokes? When do you stop with the jokes? And like immigrants, okay, well, they're being ripped away from their homes, and they're all terrified, and okay, so that's done. When do you stop with the jokes?
Right.
I mean, it's one thing to pick on the vulnerable and the marginalized, but I mean, they're down.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
they're down.
why do you got to keep hitting them? Unless you're a hack. Now there's a question.
Lately, a lot of comedians have been speaking out about what the Austin scene has turned into.
Like, I've been seeing a lot of comedians like trying to like separate themselves from Austin lately. Have you seen this?
Yeah.
Even the ones Rogan helped put on.
There's something about the place that I'm just not.
The place you mean Austin?
Yeah, the Mothership Austin, that's all one.
I'm not with that. What you guys are doing in Austin.
What do you mean?
Well, let's be real. I don't like some of the words you guys use freely. It's like edgelord shit. It's like
not all of it.
I know, but it's becoming so hacky to me that
100%.
people you guys use these words just for the shock factor.
100%.
It's like I'm not into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Pendulum's maybe swung a little too far. Not everyone has to say it.
True.
Every single set.
What do you think the Austin shelf life is going to be?
Joe and his boys found the perfect product to monetize the floodgate demand for their brand of comedy. One built on the idea that if you're a minority, simply acknowledging your existence is the joke.
I personally don't want to be the only black person around a bunch of white people, and the only thing y'all saying to me is some shit about how I'm black. Like, I dead ass don't want to be around that shit.
And when the audience stops being shocked by that, they can always bring back slurs to set the mood.
Because when I'm around, if I'm around the only white person, I'm not gonna be like, "Hey, you white? That's some white people shit." I don't do that in conversation. We might do that shit on stage, maybe.
And as long as the money keeps coming in, they don't seem to care what their peers have to say.
I think that it's tribalized, and I think that he's created a sort of army of people that think they know comedy, but they only know a specific thing, and what they think is good is not necessarily good. It may be what they're like.
Like the comedy Mothership is so tight knit,
right?
And it's I also heard it's not a fun hang if you're an Austin comic.
What, the Mothership?
If you're not like in with Rogan and his crew, if you're coming up, it's not like the Cellar. The Cellar, you could sit at the bar and feel awkward.
Yeah.
I've heard the Mothership, you have to get past Navy SEALs.
This tribalism is the result of how Joe chose to run his club, a decision comics have openly mocked.
I love Rogan. I love the club. I think it's perfect, and I don't know what you're talking about.
I have no idea, and every time I go there, I feel joy in my heart.
You fucking
only club that when
bootlickers.
they go, "Do you want to come?" I go, "Yes," before they even say, and then I feel joy.
Yeah, and he swung me. I'm all in on Trump.
Oh my God, dude.
Smart guy.
Intensity of the Mothership. Have you ever brought someone into the green room?
Yes.
At the Mothership?
And so I told Lemaire, I'm like, yo, can I go upstairs to the green room? I'm trying to, kick back and, lay low for a bit. He's like, man, I could take you there, but just so you know, Joe Rogan's a bit territorial about that green room. There's 5 comedians in there, all in their mid-20s.
Here's the attitude. They go like this. They go, "Hey, what's up? What's going on? You friends with Tim? Cool."
Do some smelling salts, so you're a cop.
They're ready to just start throwing hands. They're like, yeah? Okay. Yeah. Where you from?
You're taking up one of those 15
And
couch
then
spaces.
no matter what you say, like no matter what city you say, they act like it's nothing. Like it's like, where you from? London. Okay, you've been to Texas before? And these are people who've lived in Texas 5 minutes. You've been to Texas before? The guy's like, no. And then they go like this. They go, "You're going to love it." And they say it in the most threatening way. They go, "You're going to love it here."
Everybody recognizes me except for Joe Rogan. So everybody's dapping me up. Lemaire says, "Hey, Joe, it's my homie Andrew."
I bring my opener to do a Tim Dillon and Friends show. Young guy from New York. He goes up. He's having a rough set. I'm sitting on the balcony watching him. I'm praying. I'm going, I hope no one is watching this. I feel an energy behind me. Rogan is standing there watching him bomb like this.
Shake Joe Rogan's hand. I put some popcorn in the microwave, which I felt like was establishing myself as a member of the green room. And then I turn around and I see Joe Rogan like yelling at the security guard. And he's yelling, "Who let this fucking journalist in here? Kick him the fuck out." I can hear Joe saying this. I guess somebody told him that I was like a journalist, so he maybe thought that I was a Daily Beast reporter that had snaked my way into his safe space to ask him about ivermectin, which is a valid concern.
And then we walk back in the green room. Rogan goes, "He's bombing, man. He can't be here." And I go, "I know. I'm getting him off right now." And then the kid got off stage, and I felt really bad. I said, "Listen." He got off. He goes, "Yeah, it was a little tough. You're still smiling?" I go, No. Here's the thing. I go, "You got to go right now." he goes, what do you mean my bag's in the green room? I go, yeah. You got to get out of this club right now.
Joe's security is going to kill you.
Joe is unhappy and it looks really bad for me. Get the fuck out. I've worked years. You get the fuck out of here. He goes, where do I go? I go, I don't know. Just walk around 6th Street. He's like, it seems dangerous. I go, get out of this club.
Another thing comics dislike about the scene is the attitude of up-and-coming comedians who already act like they're above veterans who've been doing it far longer, all because they've tasted a bit of money and popularity.
I'm tired of the attitude. I'm tired. They come up back to L.A. One guy, I want to name his name, I go, oh, you seem like you're thriving. And he goes, I'm killing it.
Killing it, yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, whoa, dude. You moved out because you couldn't survive here.
Yeah.
They got some shit to overcome if they want to be the real scene.
Yeah?
They need to know where they're weak. They don't. There are a lot of like ass kissing there. It's like, we're great. And you really got to focus on why we're terrible. Self-hating was always drive you better than celebration. At the store, especially when you started going there, like right after me, it was like nobody was there. Like, we suck. We fucking suck. It's obvious. No one's here to see us. So let's try to be better.
Yeah, they've kind of started out like doing well.
4-year comics with like serious road draws. You're like, oh, you need that fucking struggle time. You started with a spotter. That's not the best way to work out.
On top of all this, the fact that Austin isn't a city that can compete with places that have established comedy scenes has driven comics away and added to their frustration. And it might even bring the Austin comedy boom to an end.
As a city, it's just, you cannot compare it, sorry, to New York or Los Angeles. Can't be
nice to hear that.
Can't be compared.
Nice to hear.
I mean, that's not news to anyone, right? I mean, no one.
Not to us.
Don't say that in the green room of the mothership.
The city of Austin, Texas, let's be very honest, is dangerous. The homeless there are more aggressive than I've ever seen them in New York.
Yeah.
There's pockets of it that really do look San Fran-like. Yeah. It's not good.
How do they live there? I mean, it's that city is a boiling pot of evil goo just circling a dish.
What do you mean? The heat? The homeless?
The heat, the homeless, the drugs, the whores.
The fact that the scene is so tied to politics.
Some congressperson's there. You're like, hello. Anyway, we're about to make some Holocaust jokes. Do you want to stay in for this? Or
and that many comics openly signal which side they're aligned with, turn people's existing disappointment over comedians' involvement in the 2024 election into outright anger.
There's certain podcasts out there that if you're a racist, if you're an anti-Semite, and you want a softball interview, there's podcasts out there.
I think if Hitler were alive today, he'd probably appear on Theo Vaughn's podcast.
And they will laugh at your fucking bad jokes.
And Theo would be like, see, y'all did a lot of meth, right? I mean, all the Nazis were all fucked up on meth, right, Hitler? That shit'll make you crazy, dog. I did some meth once. I was up for 3 days, and then I ate a live bird. No shit, Hitler, a live bird, bro. Hey, Hitler, you probably didn't even hate the Jews. That was just the meth making you crazy, dog. Do you want to apologize to all the Jews right now on my show? No? I get it.